recording.
All right, so Michelle Lang asked for advice about for volunteer groups that are going to be coming down here and want to help in the rural areas in Puerto Rico, specifically in the mountains. Um, A, what do they continue to need up here? B, how does a volunteer or volunteer organization interface best with the community in order to help the most? And so I'm going to turn it over to Kenneth Young from Greenwater Medical Assisting first, because he's been working in the mountains in Moca. You've also done, where else? Go ahead and just take it away.
Start naming places. I mean, we've been all over the island. Ponce.
We've been several areas down south, Ponce, Guayama, Villalba. We've been out in the west, in Aguada, Aguadilla. Yep. We've also been to Atillo. We've also been to Luquillo. We've been to Cagua, and quite a few other places. But definitely, we've been around.
My team's been pretty active all over the entire island. So, but to answer some of the questions, for us, the key thing for volunteers is flexibility, because the whole environment is a little bit dynamic. You're gonna be hurrying up, you're gonna be waiting, you're gonna be working through logistics. Things won't always go as you need, and sometimes volunteers come down here with a set mindset that they're going to be doing this, this, and this, but it doesn't work out that way. They have to have a flexibility to be able to blend into the role that they need to fill in order for the teams like us, the small teams, to actually work proficiently and help the people in these remote areas. What they need up in these remote areas, communications is paramount, because even us, we have difficulty communicating amongst ourselves or back to the cities of what we need and supplies, things like that. We have to go down mountains, we have to go back to cities just to communicate with other people so that we know what's going on. That's one of the big things I've noticed. What about you?
Communications are big. Also, the disconnect here in the mountains, sometimes with the Manejo State Emergency, or what you would call an EOC in the States, an Emergency Operations Center in the States, goes back and it's correlated to the communication. So what they need is basically people to go for up. You need people that speak Spanish. You go out, you talk to the community, you find and the community leaders will see you coming out, and they will come to you and they will offer their assistance, and they'll ride around with you. We found this in every single area we've been. They'll communicate what you need or what they need here. You go back, and either if you have a private organization that you can requisition supplies from, do that, and then come back up, continue interacting with the community leaders. It's always a good idea to check in with the Manejo State Emergency in Puerto Rico, your Emergency Operations Center, the Office of the Mayor, the Alcaldía, and as soon as you do that, they'll often give you a sense of places to target. Like, we're up here in Moca today because of a meeting that we had with the Moca Mayor. A week ago?
Yeah, a week ago.
And someone actually from the States set up that meeting. We went and spoke to the mayor, and some mayors are better than others about sort of having the information. Moca's mayor was pretty on top of it, gave us some targeted information. We came up here, verified it. It was everything that he suggested might be an issue. It was an issue.
Yeah, we pretty much checked out the area, found out that it was in need, and then followed up today and continuing to follow up, see patients and things like that. My organization is more focused on the medical aspects. Boondocks is search and rescue, hot food here. It's all about networking too. It's building small networks of teams to work together. Today, we were able to network the hot food and the search and rescue aspects in with the medical aspects, and we all came up here and made a massive effort to push supplies and relief and just positive vibes out into the community. If you work in small teams, that's great. Moderate sized teams is ideal like this, but if you get too large, it sometimes hinders operations.
We are search and rescue too, but the flexibility thing that he was referring to is United Sikhs came up with food, hot meal delivery, and they also had you also had basically a week supply for everyone.
Yeah, so we teamed up with another organization that wanted to help locals, that wanted to help care packages. So make those care packages and deliver. So we just don't want them to be relying on us. We want them to be efficient and give supplies where supplies are needed.
And we basically we all have one mutual point of contact, and they go through Michelle as well?
Yep, we're all working through Michelle Ukulele, who's back in the States. As she quotes, she's a housewife sitting in a Starbucks, pretty much coordinating a massive amount of efforts back here in Puerto Rico. So
she's also a great matchmaker. I mean, like she just because like with search and rescue, we also have the CERT, which is Community Emergency Response Team. So there's no ego in that. Like basically, we just said, all right, what do you guys need? They're like, we just have this food, and we're like, all right, cool. We added another vehicle to the convoy, and Maingan Neville, Bob Gottschalk over here. Tom's our photographer doing this right now. We've got Mr. Wilson that also came down, and we just picked up bags and just, you know, it's just add your manpower in there, follow the lead of whoever's directing the operation, and there's every day on the island there's an activity where they can use an extra set of hands. We got this done in, I mean, a lot. I mean,
well, we got here late because we were doing patient assessment in another area.
But the operation went quick.
Oh yeah.
Because that you have that that's extra man.
What would you say? We covered about 50 homes?
Yeah.
Yeah, just about. And we covered everything from handing out food, basic supplies, canned
Patient
goods,
assessments.
and patient assessments. Made sure everybody was well and good. And,
medical medicines. We provided medicines to those who weren't able to get it, thanks to our medical director. Yeah, we just covered everything.
Yeah. If you have a group that's interested in coming down and collaborating, probably get with on my Facebook, Nicholas Walker Alcathy, Ken
Greenwater Medical Assessment or Medical Assistance Team.
Absolutely. Boondocks, boondockscanine.org.
And united6.org.
Yeah. And if we can't handle, if we have a busy itinerary that day, or we just have our operations set for the next few days, a lot of us have points of contact that are literally, like Michelle Ukulele is doing, literally just matchmaking all over the island. You have this is needed here. You have this is needed here. Meet up with these people.
But on that note, if we don't respond to you right away, that's because we are up here in the mountains where there is no signal.
Absolutely. This video will go out probably in 20 minutes to a half hour when we collect the rest of the team. Also, another thing, when you come down here and you're doing a joint operation like this, find one or two people to serve as what you would call, like through the ICS structure, which is FEMA's NIMS program / ICS program. Find who you would call an incident commander, which today would be probably Kenneth, because Kenneth has been working on this mountaintop for a long time, or at least over a week now, right?
Yeah.
Knows the geography here, knows the local point of contact that's trusted, and so when he says go here, you go there. And always appoint someone in your group when you have multiple groups coming together to lead any sort of joint activity. Or we're waiting on another vehicle because someone was behind the vehicle of another vehicle, drove off, didn't have any communications, and now we're kind of marooned here for a moment. It's something that just happens. It'll get smoothed out. There's only really one way off this mountain. So eventually we will find them, but when you come down here, just be willing and able to coordinate with the people that have been working in a certain area. Yeah, flexibility. Have the flexibility and have the wherewithal to communicate with the people that know when you're dealing with information that you need to know.
And then every team, every person has a role and it does their job, and it just creates great things for the community.
Yeah. Anything else that you guys would like to add?
No, thank you guys. Partnering with a small organization like this to give wholesome care is, I believe, the best way to do it.
Yep. All right, thank you, Vice. Thank you. Good luck with the panel tonight.